Hello, today we are going to make quicksand. Now some of you may have seen old cartoons or films where people run across the quicksand and they get caught in it, just like the little introduction we did with our Lego man. Well, today we're going to make something that's very much like quicksand. And if you want to come in closer, I'll show you exactly what it is. So today we're going to make something called oobleck. This is oobleck here. You can see it looks just like water or any other liquid, except when I touch it quickly, it's solid, like a jelly or even harder. But if I touch it slowly, you can see my hand will sink in, just like quicksand. And when I pull it out, it's all goopy and gross and gets everywhere. So you can see it's a very unusual fluid, and we're going to make some today, and it's very simple. So I'll move that to the side. You can see why I'm wearing an apron, because it's very messy. And particularly because I've got some food coloring in there, you want to make sure that you're not wearing your best clothes, or if you are, you're wearing an apron and you're doing it somewhere where it's safe to do it, like the kitchen or outside. So we'll just move that one over to the side, and you can see we've got it everywhere. It's actually really hard to clean up because it stays solid when you hit it with your finger. Now for you to make this today, you're only going to need a few things, and they're things that you should pretty much have in your kitchen, or you could get at the local supermarket. We've got them just over here. If you want to come in closely and take a look, you'll need some corn flour. So it usually looks like this in the supermarket. You'll need a little container to put it in, a spoon to mix it up, some water for the corn flour. A cup of water is probably going to be enough. And if you want to put some color in it to make it extra fun, you'll need some food coloring as well. Just be extra careful with the food coloring because it will stain things. Okay, so let's get started. Take your container, put it here, and you'll need to open up your packet of corn flour. Now, one packet of corn flour of about that size will be about a cup. So bear that in mind, because what you'll need for every cup of corn flour, you're going to need just under a cup of water. So we'll open the bag up. Be careful when you open the bag because they can explode everywhere. And pour your corn flour into your container like that, being careful not to get it everywhere. So once that's in there, give it a shake to let it settle. Take some food coloring. Put a few drops of that into the corn flour like so. The more food coloring you put in, the darker it will be. So if you want it to be a light green, put in less. If you want it to look like really nasty snot, put in heaps. Now, take your water here, pour a little bit into the corn flour. It's important here not to pour too much in. So just do a bit to start with, and then give it a little bit of a stir, mix it through like this. You can see it's actually already becoming pretty weird. As I stir it, it's sort of becoming chunky, and you can see it's already starting to turn into oobleck, our quicksand. I think this isn't going to be green enough, so I'm going to put in a little bit more green, because I like it really green, like a slimy pond. Now pour a little bit more water in. It's important to do the water a little bit at a time, because if you put too much water in, your quicksand won't work. It'll end up being too thin, and you'll need to go and get some more corn flour. You can save it if you put too much water in. Just put a bit more corn flour in there, and it will get the ratio of 1:1 right, and you'll end up, oh wow, look at that, it's already turning into a really sort of slimy, weird stuff. It gets really hard to stir because, as I said at the start, the more pressure you put on it, the harder it becomes. So it's getting pretty hard to stir, as you can see, but it's becoming really, really slimy. If I take my finger and, oh, yeah, there we go, we're pretty much ready. So give it another little bit of stir along the top, just with the bottom of the spoon like that, so you can spread the color out. but you can see, you'll know when it's ready because it'll start getting really sort of hard to stir, and when you tap it like that, it'll be nice and slimy. And if we wanted to test it out, we'll take our Lego man and we'll see if we can run him across the top by pushing down firmly. There we go. But if we drop him in there and leave him, he's sinking into the quicksand. So it's that easy. Now, if you want to have some more fun with it, something else you can do, and this again is something to do in the kitchen or outside so you don't make a huge mess like I did when mine exploded everywhere, is you can reach your hand in, and as you see, I'm having to reach very slowly because it's so hard. The stuff is really, really hard. You can take it out in a big lump like this, and if you hold it tight in your hand, give it a good squeeze, it'll stay solid. But if you come in close, I'll show you what happens when I let it go. So if you see, I'm rolling it in a ball, I'm rolling it in the palm of my hand, but then as soon as I let it go, oh, gross, but cool. So it's that easy. We'd love to see if you make one at home yourself. So if you do, please post it up on the Facebook page. And if you have any questions, please put them there too. I hope you've had fun.